Hi everyone, it's me, Ella, and welcome back to my channel for another theatre vlog. The first theatre vlog of 2025. I am genuinely so excited for this one, and this one is extra special because tonight I am finally going to see Why Am I So Single, the new musical by Toby Marlow and Lucy Moss, who wrote and composed Six, at the Garrick Theatre. I have been absolutely desperate to see this show since I first found out Toby and Lucy were working on another musical, and I cannot wait to see what they've been working on since Six. Now, speaking of Six, I was actually at the Vaudeville a couple of days ago for the January sing-along, and one of the first things I noticed when I arrived at the Vaudeville was this leaflet for the brand new show. Now, obviously, I could not resist picking one up. I had tried for tickets before because I was potentially looking at squeezing it in conjunction with MusicalCon 2024 after the first day of the convention. But we heard back from the Garrick and they said that they had no seats left for the Saturday evening performance. So we just left it at that. But I genuinely cannot tell you just how excited I am to finally be seeing the show tonight. My bag is almost packed. I've just got to do a couple of last minute little bits, and I shall see you when I arrive in London. See you in a bit. So, I have just arrived in London for the performance of Why Am I So Single tonight, and as you can see, look where we are. We have just come out of a restaurant and we've had something to eat, and we're on our way up to the room now, and we've ended up walking past Six. I know it's only been 2 days since I was here at the Vaudeville, but being as I am here to see Toby and Lucy's new show, I could not resist the opportunity to get the Vaudeville on camera. So on that note, hello and goodbye Vaudeville, and let's continue with this theatre vlog for Why Am I So Single at the Garrick Theatre. Quick change of theatres now. We have made it to the Garrick, home of Toby Marlow and Lucy Moss's new show Why Am I So Single, which concludes its run on Sunday. Now, something I did not mention at the start of this vlog was obviously we made a quick stop off at Six earlier, and both Lisa Tooley and Colette Guitart, who were in Six, and I have actually had the privilege to see both of them as Catherine Howard. They are both in this new show. I have been so excited to see Why Am I So Single. I have been waiting for this for the longest time, so let's not wait any longer. Let's go ahead and get in there, and I shall see you at the end of the show. I am so excited for this. Really looking forward to it. I've just got back to the hotel after seeing Why Am I So Single, and wow, Toby and Lucy have done another incredible job bringing their second show to the West End. I absolutely loved it. It was ever so funny, and there was one song in particular that had me in hysterics. I can't quite remember the name of the song, but if you've seen the show, there is a song just before the interval about a bee in the flat, and that was ever so funny to the point where I just couldn't stop laughing at it. That one song was hilarious. And the show itself, I was incredibly touched and moved by the story, and it was absolutely hilarious the whole way through. Before seeing the show, I had actually listened to the soundtrack a number of times, and I absolutely loved all the songs, but my favourite one to see live on stage, See You Never, was an interesting one because I didn't realise that it was a tap dancing number, and they actually did the tap dancing to the sound of the text messages or the sound of the texting on the phone. Again, if you've seen the show, you'll know which bit I'm talking about. Also, something else that I wanted to briefly touch on, I did see some similarities or some nods to Six. For instance, in Disco Ball, I felt that some of the choreography was similar to that of All You Wanna Do. Particularly, I think, towards the middle stroke end of the number. But again, the majority of it was its own thing. And towards the end of the show, there is this sort of realisation point, which again I can clearly see was a nod to Six, and that bit has obviously been adapted for Why Am I So Single. The whole cast were absolutely amazing, and I can confirm that I had Lisa and Joe, and both of them gave brilliant performances. Joe was really funny, and Lisa, amazing performance. In fact, as I've said, the whole cast were absolutely incredible. I am absolutely gutted that this show is leaving the West End on Sunday, and I do hope that there is a future life for the show very, very soon. I would highly recommend Why Am I So Single if you haven't seen it already. It is really funny and it is incredibly moving. Toby and Lucy, as I've said, have done another fantastic job bringing a second show to the West End. I absolutely loved it, and I had a whale of a time. If I did have the time to see it again, I would be back at the Garrick in a heartbeat. I loved it that much that I really do want to see it again. I really hope that this show gets a future life someday. I have absolutely loved it tonight. And with that being said, this theatre vlog for Why Am I So Single has now come to an end. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I shall see you on my next theatre trip, which will be next week when I am off to Leicester to see Kinky Boots. So I shall see you then. Bye.